All right, what's going on, Tech fans, man? Got a special treat for y'all today, man. We're gonna be talking to Craig Dandridge out of Cambridge, man. Had a phenomenal year, over 1,400 yards receiving. He's one of the hottest names in recruiting right now, man. So had to bring him on and talk to him, see kind of what's his journey been like since I'm saying the season is kind of concluded, and what he's kind of been up to as the second semester kind of starts, man. So without further ado, we can go ahead and bring him on. What's going on, Craig?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How's everything?
Everything's going good. Everything's going fine.
Love to see it, man. So, Craig, I want to just start, man. Just after the season's over, obviously you play in the League Classic and everything. We'll talk about that here in a second. But just what has it been like since the season has concluded for you? Phenomenal run for Cambridge. Just kind of recap the season a little bit for those watching.
So this season, we got a new head coach for the season, Tyler Jones. We got a whole new coaching staff. They came in. They really changed how we looked at football. Not gonna lie, how we worked, how we were in the film room, weight room, and on the field in total. I know they changed the whole culture around at Cambridge football, and I'm very happy to have them. Very grateful for those coaches. Going into the season, it was a sad year last year. Not gonna lie, for a lot of us, we were kind of disappointed. But this year we came back with a different mindset, different hunger, and we made a run. We started off the season 8-0, first time in Cambridge history ever. Unfortunately, we lost our last two games versus Kell and BT. Went into a playoff with the hunger. Made a great run, good team against a good win against Cedartown, another good win against Central Carrollton. Ultimately fell a little bit short against Marist High School this year. But it was a great season all around for everybody. We all had fun, and we were working hard while doing it.
And then let me ask you that. I would say that hunger kind of motivated you guys. So with the new head coach coming in, most people don't know. Sometimes it's hard to have a spring, game or a spring training. I know that's something that Cambridge didn't necessarily do. But when Coach Jones got hired, what were some of those things that you guys were working on just off season and implementing a new offense? And how great of an offensive mind he is, kind of into the fray.
So we never, as you said, we never really had a spring football. But as soon as Coach Jones came in, we got it rolling. And we knew we had a lot of work to do. Whole new offense, whole new play set, whole new chemistry with the coaches and everything. And as soon as we got the okay to go for spring ball, it was just we hit the ground running, man. Everybody bought in, everybody was working, everybody was learning new things and trying new things, just trying to get acclimated to the new coaches.
And then talking about obviously your chemistry, new quarterback this year, right? Your former quarterback, obviously graduated and went on to college and everything. But Weston Taylor had a phenomenal year, man, over 3,000 yards passing. What was that chemistry like as you guys built that in the offseason and it looked just so pristine on the field this past year?
Yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about Weston Taylor, man. That's the guy that without him, I wouldn't be able to put up the season I had this year. So really all credit goes really to him and my O-line. And when I got to build that chemistry with him coming into the summer, we knew it was gonna be a tough challenge because even last year we didn't really throw the ball a lot, and we knew this year we got to step up. We would work during practice, sometimes work after practice, just making sure we can connect sometimes. And then in the fall when we had that scrimmage against Carrollton, we really couldn't connect. And I had a chat with them after the game. I was like, it's all good. It's the fall. We still got a couple more weeks to first game to pick it up. And when he said, he was like, we got it. I'm like, we got it. And then after that, just hit the ground running again.
100%. And then for you, obviously, I know the hunger drove you, but what were some things you worked on this offseason in order to improve your game on a personal level that just allowed you to achieve that success on the field?
The biggest thing that I worked on this year was my speed. I knew last year I've always been quick, but I wanted to take it to that next level a little bit to really get separation from the DB. Also worked on the weight room, getting my weight up, getting stronger, being able to get separation, hands off. And then I also worked on my footwork, trying to get in and out my breaks, not taking too many steps in my breaks.
Got you. And then obviously, we've seen that on the field. So tell me about just the chemistry with everybody on the field. Obviously, all great offensive line, but a great receiving core as well. I know Hudson's one of your best friends, man. Just talk about the chemistry with him on the field and how it just made it tough for defense to stop y'all.
First, I got to start with my O-line, the big boys up front. Want to thank them if they're watching, Without them, all the protection that we had, I wouldn't be able to do what I did. Or actually, the whole team wouldn't be able to do what we did without them. Wanted to give first thanks to them. And then with my best friend, Hudson Koshia, that guy, man, that's a deep connection that I have with that guy. That's really my brother. He pushes me so hard. I push him. We both want to see each other succeed. And, on and off the field, I don't think anybody can stop us. You try to take me away, Hudson's right there. You're not going to guard him, to be honest. You're not. And then you try to take Hudson away, I'm behind you, and it's a touchdown. Same thing with Hudson. He's going to take it for a touchdown. And then we're going to go on the ground with Tyler Blaylock. It's another touchdown. And then it's too many weapons to try and, stop all at one time.
No, 100%. And then speaking of that, I want to ask you about the season. Just obviously talked about the loss, to obviously the blessed Trinity Kale. But what do you think was maybe a defining moment of this past year for this Cambridge team? I said, okay, hey, we can be dangerous and we can go in and beat some really elite teams.
Those two losses, I mean, uh, every team has to take a loss at some point. I feel like it really helped us so that we're not unbeatable. We're not this great team yet, but we have the potential to be a great team, especially going against that Blessed Trinity game. We had a lot of injured guys, and it showed that we have to step up, and that's what our team did. And I'm incredibly proud of that team, and we used that going into the playoffs to show that we're a great team.
Speaking of that, going into the playoffs, a big win on the road, right? Not a lot of people took y'all to win, but you go and beat a really good Cedar Town team, man, that has a bunch of studs out there, Tay Harris, DeMarcus Gardner. But y'all guys go for 50-plus points, man. Talk about that game. What do you just remember most from that game, and what did you enjoy being out there?
I remember just our coach telling us the tree's not going to fall at one time, at one swing. You got to keep chopping away, and that's what we did. Majority of the game, we were down, and I could tell a lot of people were like, Cambridge doesn't have the talent to beat this team, but we never gave up. We kept fighting. We kept swinging. I feel like we played just not a perfect game, but effort-wise, perfect game. Effort-wise, perfect game. Everything we did, we just kept swinging. Even when they were like a 20-yard run, we didn't hang our heads. We just knew got to stop them next drive. And that's what we did.
100%. Last question before obviously we do the film breakdown together. If you had to tell anybody, because your story and obviously Hudson's story is similar in ways, like very underrated guys. Y'all always come in and work hard. Not a lot of people talk about y'all, but now y'all are starting to kind of get that notice a little bit. More eyes are on Cambridge now. So talk a little bit about just that. What advice you give others, maybe with similar journeys to y'all, very underrated, but when the time and opportunity came, y'all both took advantage.
If I had to give one piece of advice, I would say it doesn't matter where you play. You don't need to be going to a incredibly big school, because if you can ball, they're gonna find you. You just got to put in the work. Work when nobody's watching is gonna come show on the field. That's what I tell everybody.
Hey, simple as that for the audience that's watching. Obviously, all the players that follow me. Hey, that's clear cut from the mouth of Craig. So without further ado, man, we're gonna bring up the film. I know a lot of y'all be asking for these, man. So we're gonna break it down together and to kind of just pick his brain a little bit of what he's seeing on this play. I always love doing these with players. So without further ado, here it is. All right. So on this play, obviously, like I said, do not reveal your play at all. You know what I'm saying? Just tell me what you're seeing from the defense here and what your role is, what you're expected to do on this play.
All right. So this play, we're really looking at this linebacker right here, seeing if he expands. Already the DB number 6, he's off. We're not really worried about him right now. I know as soon as that linebacker drops or expands, it's coming to me. So I'm personally expecting this ball. So I'm gonna go up, run my little slant route, catch that ball, and I'm looking to score.
Let's play it. Oh man, that was nasty right there. And as y'all can see, he talked about the speed. I mean, you see it there. I want to ask you about this one move though, man. So obviously, like you said, this guy's off. You kind of reading this backer. So then you kind of got one-on-one here with that cornerback. So as soon as you catch it right here and you make this move, what's going through your head?
So as soon as I caught it, I knew he was a little bit off. I had a little bit of wiggle room to make a move. And I knew he was going to be over pursuing because he's going to come straight down to try and get that angle on me. So as soon as I catch, I saw him on my peripheral, stopped on a dime, turned the other way, cut up.
Nah, that's a great move, man. All right. So next play, obviously this is against Cedar Town again. So you're seeing a kind of a difference, right? This guy's playing off. This guy's kind of pressing up. Obviously, you're right here. And I believe that's Tay right here that's kind of like moving over. So obviously, what are you reading here? What are you seeing? That's just what I'm seeing, but what are you seeing on this play?
So right here, they are in man. As you can see, he's capped up on me. Tay's following Hudson. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to see if Tay and that linebacker right there were going to expand again. It's really the same concept, same type of play. And Tay, he was getting a little too risky, and he wanted to be the superstar and make the play. And he bit down on Hudson. We went right behind it, right in front of Tay, right behind that linebacker, same play. And this is after we got a fumble against them too. So we had a bunch of momentum, and I knew we had to score here.
Okay, I see it. That's a great breakdown by you, Craig, obviously. So like you said, I want y'all to see this too, because he broke this down perfectly. So what he's saying for those at home, obviously not everybody is football experts, but what he's saying is he got kind of, greedy, I guess you could say, to a sense on this one, trying to make the play and obviously following Hudson. And what happened is this guy got cooked over the middle of the field with his route. That left the middle of this field wide open. And so then he was one-on-one able to take it all the way pretty much for a touchdown. So as y'all can see as it rolls. See, Tay Harris, y'all, it's going here. But Craig beats this guy inside, so it leaves this all open. Am I correct when I say that?
You are. You're correct. Okay. Also,
I'm trying to learn from y'all too, man.
Shout out to my teammate Josh Oldman for pushing me in the end zone right here too.
Yes, sir. All right, so this is an underrated part of your game, but obviously you're playing both ways. So ball is in the air. So when you see and you're tracking this ball, kind of feels like a Hail Mary to a degree. But what's going through your head on this when you see and you're trying to track the football?
So I saw it go up. I knew he was going to pass it. And then also shout out to my D-line, got a hit on the quarterback, made it a wobbly throw. I saw it. I see my teammate Cameron Perotti, he's coming over. And I know he was going to try and get it. But I was like, nah, like, this is me. I called him like, mine. And my coaches wanted me to bat it down because we're going into halftime. They wanted me to bat it down. But just being me, I wanted to take it. I grab it, I get a few blocks, and then, the rest is get to the touchdown.
Right, the rest is history, as they say, right?
Rest is history, really.
I love it. So, bro, when you break that tackle from the big man, right, and you try to get over here and outrun these guys, it's pretty much the last line of defense. What's kind of going through your head? You're like, man, I got to outrun these guys.
Oh yeah, dude. At first, I was like, I gotta make it. I gotta get to this edge. Gotta get to this edge.
No, I love it, man. And obviously, and talk a little bit about that. Craig a little bit. Obviously, that's a big turning point because they're trying to go and maybe get some points. It's 17-10 game. That gives y'all a 24-10, basically a 14-point turnaround. So just talk about how that affected that game as well, and y'all coming out on top.
So we kind of were struggling a little bit, moving the ball, trying to like not make simple mistakes like jumping off sides, holding penalties like that, just trying to get something going. And they kind of had a little momentum because they had just gotten a stop on us and they were trying to go down, get something to go. But I feel like that was a big play because like it gave us the momentum going into halftime, and it kind of put them like, dang, like he just scored that, kind of like putting them down a little bit, so they got to work back up to get that momentum back. And it was just I feel like it was a great game changer for us.
100%. All right, what's going through your head on this play? We're seeing obviously Hudson kind of do that motion again, trying to read this defense to see what they're in, which I'm pretty sure that's probably a signal for, okay, hey, let's use Hudson. Let's see if this team is in maybe zone or man. And what are you kind of like seeing on this play? Obviously, this guy, you're here, this guy's playing off.
So this is just a regular screen play where Hudson's going to come out to be our lead blocker. As you can see, they're playing very far off. It was going to be hard to try and get something downfield. So we want to get a quick game, see if they adjust or not. Because it was actually the first play of the game. We're going to see if they want to adjust. They didn't adjust, and Hudson got the block, swerved inside, swerved back outside, got to the end zone.
And as you said, man, that speed is something potent. So the same kind of game, but you're on offense on this one. So let's actually go back just a little bit. Right here. All right. So obviously different coverage. These guys is playing way off. Kind of similar to what you said on the last play. So what are you reading here as you're playing the receiver guy and this guy's way off?
Okay, right here, I'm reading this cornerback right here and this safety. I want to see what they do as soon as I try and push vertical. As you can see, he's a little bit outside shaded and he's turning his back. So I know he's going to be bailing. I know he's not trying to play the flats. He's bailing down, or he's bailing as soon as the ball snaps. And then I just try to push, get on his toes, push outside a little bit, get him to turn, try and make him think I'm running a go ball. As soon as he turns a little bit, snap it right behind him, and I'm right behind the safety, and I'm in front of the DB.
All right, let's roll it. Wow. So for you, right, you reading that all at one time. So was that just kind of like film? Like you kind of knew, okay, if this guy does this, then I know I got this open maybe over the middle of the field. Was that pretty much film study that helped you break that down?
Yeah, shout out to Coach Carl Weiss. He helps us with all our film sessions. He breaks down coverages and everything.
Love it. All right. What's going on your head on this play?
This play right here. Similar to the last play, trying to get behind the defense. They're also playing off. Can't really see till later. But number 10, he's also bailing. I'm pretty sure they had a too high safety on the left side. And then the corner on the right side, he's playing off. I know he's bailing too because he was turned. His back was turned again. He wasn't really looking at me, more so looking at the quarterback. So then again, I was just trying to get behind him, try to make a play.
Got you. So obviously that motion. As you say here, he's bailing. That's crazy too, because that's really technically double coverage. Because I mean, obviously he's bailing over the middle, and this guy, you've obviously lost this guy, but still. Yeah. We got to break that down, man. Because that's not easy what you just did, right? So you got to pretty much moss this guy, and obviously 3 guys is in the area. So for you, obviously you get open, but at the same time, it's a difficult catch. So just talk a little bit about that and being able to reel that in over pretty much 2 people.
So as soon as I'm running the route, as you said, I lose the first DB. And then I saw the ball was just a tad bit into the middle and not really where I kind of wanted it to be so I could over the shoulder catch it. So then as soon as I saw that, I immediately I break off the high route and I come down low and I see number 10 and I realize, okay, that's not going to be like an easy grab. So then I go a little bit in front of him and I just jump up and snag the ball.
That's crazy. And for those that don't know at home, Marist actually made the state championship this past year. So obviously a great program, and you see Craig making plays against phenomenal program. No surprise there. And this just looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, that's just a go ball.
Yeah, that's just a straight up go ball. We knew we had a mismatch coming into the game.
Got you. All right, so we won't have to break that down too much. Go ball. All right, so same Centennial team. Obviously, these guys came up just a little bit more on you. So what's kind of the read here?
Yet again, this is another RPO read. We're just reading that linebacker, also reading that safety in the middle right there. He slid over, and that linebacker stays the same. Pretty sure I think that's the DN. So yeah, they just stayed all right there around the numbers. That safety slid over a little bit, just giving us a tiny window with my quarterback. As soon as I break it off, number 12, he's already playing off again. And he took himself out the play by bailing as soon as the ball was snapped. I just had to push up a little bit, and then I snapped it off and get another slant. Weston hit me on the slant again, took it to the crib.
And once you broke that, you knew, like, yeah, that's it. I'm scoring.
Oh yeah.
I love it, man. All right, man. We'll watch a couple more, man, and then we'll get into a couple other topics here, man. All right, so this one, obviously, this is Central Carroll, another pretty good football team. All right, so same. Look, you get the same kind of coverage, man, every time. You over here, correct?
Yeah, I am. I'm the solo receiver backside.
All right, so solo receiver backside. This guy against playing off, so I'm pretty sure you're doing the same thing we've been saying throughout the film. You're seeing if this guy's going to bail or not. If he bails, you're going to, obviously take that short route. If he's not, you're going to go deep, correct?
Yep. On this one, actually, he didn't really bail too much. We have Hudson coming in motion. It's an inverted smash, I like to call it. So he's also inside leverage a little bit. So what I did, I just pushed inside, get him thinking I'm going inside, stand back up, got him on my inside hip, snapped it off.
Gotcha. All right, so as you said right there, that's that motion. And he's right. So that's perfect. I love how you broke that down. One more time, y'all. So basically what he's saying is this guy, normally you've seen this guy bail to this side from the film. He didn't really bail, right? As you guys see, he's still here in the middle. So then he had to fake him like he's going inside and then convert it out to that out route that turns into a touchdown. So I was watching at home, see right there, out route, and then getting the touchdown. All right, this will be the last one, man. So I believe this, I don't know what team this is necessarily, but
I'm pretty sure this is, they were in the 3A state championship.
Is that Calhoun?
Calhoun, that is Calhoun, yes.
I mean, y'all played Calhoun. Okay, that's a big one. All right, so they won the 3A state championship. There's so many teams that had these same colors, y'all. Daresville is another one. All right, so last play we'll look at. What was your read on this one? Same thing, like you're getting the same coverage, but what was maybe different on this one, or was it the same?
So on this one, it's the same coverage, really. As you can see, that cornerback on me, he's again facing inside, and he's also turned to the side. So, and he's off press. So I know he's not pressing me. He's not really trying to play me. He's going to get to his zone. And that's what he's been doing. That's what he was taught to do. We broke that down in film. We know that he's a robot. He's a zone dropper. He doesn't read the play. He's doing what exactly the coach tells him. So we're not really worried about him. And then also, as you can see, we have a trips on the right side. They got their route. As I know, I'm the last read in the progression because I have an under route right here. So I'm the last read. I'm going to take my time, let everybody get to their zone drops. As you can see, number 12, he's facing right. He's looking at me, see what I'm going to do. So I just patiently wait till the routes develop. Everyone drops. Everyone sees that everything downfield is taken away. Weston gets a little bit of pressure, steps up, dumps it off to me. I just take it and go.
Mhm. As y'all can see, back to what he just said. So there's that patience, right? Not really going too fast, waiting for everything to develop over here. Reading 12. Let me get over to the face of the quarterback right here. And it's an easy read, as he said. And then from there, I mean, just making a play. Not a lot there, but Craig obviously turns that into a big play. But that's going to conclude the film breakdown. I got a couple more clips I want to get Craig thoughts on, man. He obviously popped off, made a name for himself even more so. And that's the Georgia League Classic, man. So, bro, we got to talk about a couple plays, man. I mean, you made this look routine. So the first one, I want to talk about the toe drag swag, man. Let me pull it up here. So what's going through your head? Another, marvelous play by you. See it pull it up. All right. So, like, obviously here you don't got to tell me to read, but obviously we know he's playing press. We know you're going to go to the back pylon, so probably like a go ball / fade here. But not a lot of room to drag your feet. So on this play, what's going through your head is the ball kind of in the air and you trying to drag your feet to make sure you catch it.
Yeah, so start off, quarterback Moss, I'm pretty sure that's how I pronounce his name. He told me if he gives me the signal, he's converting it to a go. And then just press a little outside release, get to the fade ball. I'm looking for the ball and I see it, right? At first, I'm thinking to go up and just snag it. But then I saw the DB was right there. So I do the little over-the-shoulder catch. And then as soon as I look down, I see, like, I don't have a lot of room. So then, like, I just point my toes and I just drag it, trying to get that two. I tried to get two. I'm pretty sure I got one down. Trying to get those two down and then, just slid into the back of the end zone.
There you go.
Solutions. Here we go. 10 going to Dandridge. And did he got the 2 feet? You bet. What a touchdown from Craig Dandridge.
All right, talk about the dance, though. Talk about the dance. You got to talk about the dance. Talk about the dance, man.
So basically, the dance right there, it was actually my teammate's idea over there. From Artistville, I'm pretty sure that's how I pronounce it. We talked about doing it the whole time. If anyone scores, the whole team got to just break into a dance. There's a little TikTok trend too, and I scored. Saw the camera, spin the ball, had to hit it a little time.
I love it, man. All right, one more little play we'll look at, and then we'll break down everything. This one right here. Let's see. So obviously that one was impressive, but you had. Yeah, it's that one. All right. Let me tab. All right. Let me mute that. All right, man. So 28-14. Again, it's a big drive. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go up. You know what I'm saying? Obviously big in this one. So it looked like the guy pressing you, but you got another goal ball. So what's going to be like when you say, okay, this is what this guy's doing. How do I break this down and be able to get open as you did and score another touchdown?
So right now I see the DB. So when I first lined up, I saw the DB. He's capped up, head up on me. So automatically I know he's man. And he's also pressing me too. So automatically I know he's man. And then he's also a little bit of soft press. So I still have a little bit to work with. And I could work a little bit of a release. And then I looked at Moss again. I looked at him. He gave me the signal. So I already knew it's coming to me. And I had to get open. And then I also see that safety. I probably got a too high safety right there. So what I didn't want to do, I didn't want to get too skinny to where the safety can come over and make a play on the ball. So as you can see, I get a little bit wider than what I normally would do on a go ball. And then Moss puts it in a perfect spot and then scored again.
Yes, you did, man. As you guys know, he was the MVP of the game. He was fantastic. All right, boom. So right there, not getting too skinny, staying wide, and then just cooks the defender, man. Yeah. Excellent, man. So that's going to conclude the film breakdown segment of the show. And he breaks down the viral dance again, man. But I want to get into a little bit of just recruiting, man. So you kind of blown up really since that point. And again, an underrated guy. So tell me, man, what has it been like maybe since that performance, you being on TV? Actually, before that, what did you enjoy most? Let me ask that first. What did you enjoy most about being in the Elite Classic and showcasing your ability and your talent?
Really, I love that I was able to get out there and make a name for myself and really help put Cambridge on the map. That's really what I've just been trying to do, just get more exposure, just let everybody know that, hey, Cambridge is here to play too. Like, you can't blow by us no more.
And then for you personally, what has it been like? Like coaches calling, coaches trying to set a visit with you. What has it been like? Because your offers has been rolling in since.
I mean, it's a great feeling, and I'm truly grateful. And I just want to thank God for letting me be in this predicament, be in this journey right now. And I want to give all the credit to him. And then it's just been a great feeling getting that call from a coach and seeing the coach come up to me in person, and then just even talking to me. Like, I don't necessarily need the offer, just know that you recognize me. Offers, don't get me wrong, offers greatly appreciated, But knowing that my hard work is starting to finally pay off, it's a great feeling to have.
100%. And then speaking of, let's talk about one of the offers. Let's talk about Arkansas a little bit. So how did that come to be? In another pretty good program in the SEC
Mhm.
for wide receiver talent. Kind of how did that relationship kind of start for you?
So really, we were just reaching out, sending my film out, trying to get coaches to get to look at me, get my name out there, send my name out to Arkansas, send my film. He initially, Coach Ronnie Fauci followed me on Twitter. That's when, okay, maybe he's checking me out a little bit. He looked at my film, and actually, it was after a workout, and I was eating with one of my friends, and he gave me a call, and I was like, oh, like, dang. And originally, he had also invited me to a junior day and also said that he wanted to get on the phone and talk to me. So I was like a little bit excited about that. And when he called me through the offer, it was just amazing, man.
No, 100%. Obviously, you said that hard work's going up. So, in terms of that, I want to ask you a little bit, Craig. So, for players out there, again, same thing, underrated. Would you just say, okay, so let's say the same kind of situation scenario, a coach follows you. Would you say as soon as the coach maybe follows you, you could potentially be on the radar? What would you tell, like, same thing, kids, what they should do? Should they immediately DM them and send them their film just so they can have that conversation? What would you tell them in that situation? Because some don't know.
A lot of times for me, what I do, if a coach follows me, or a recruiter, I will mainly be like, hey, coach, thank you for the follow, send my film and everything like that, just so they can get, again, because you have it on your page already. But then I send it to him personally, and he sees that message, and then maybe he can take a look at it, get back to me or whatever, send that message. And a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of times you can send 100 DMs, a lot of time or emails, and they won't respond back to you. But you got to stay persistent, and you got to be that annoying kid that's always texting and calling a lot of times. Otherwise, they're not gonna see you.
It's a good point, man. Great advice, obviously, for those that's listening at home as well. So, another question for you, Craig. Let's talk about Delaware. Another, major offer for you. How did that relationship start? Was it similar to kind of coach followed you DMs? Like, how did that relationship kind of start?
It actually was not the same. What's his name? Coach Rico Wright. Coach Rico Wright. He came down to the school and talked to Coach Jones, and Coach Jones did a great job helping me advocate for me. Showed my film. He liked my film. Called me down in person. Got to look at me, and then he set the offer right there.
Okay. Now I got to ask you about the big one. I got a lot of tech followers that follow me, man. So another big one for you. Let's talk about that. How that kind of came to be. When did that kind of start for you? I know they've had you on campus because I've seen you a couple times at tech games. So kind of how's that relationship been? And then when did they finally pull that trigger?
So originally the relationship all started this summer at the Georgia Tech prospect camp. And originally I wasn't really getting looked at. I was really with the kids that were just really camping. And then I showed my ability, talked to one of the coaches, started building a relationship with Coach Dre, the assistant wide receiver coach. Started building a relationship with him, started talking about what I'm doing in the offseason, trying to develop my game and everything like that. And then we got to one-on-ones. He sent me with the prospect group. And then that's what I knew was really I had to show out. And then went there, 3 routes, 3 catches on great DBs and great prospects. And then that got me noticed by Coach Corey Peoples, Coach Trent McKnight. Coach Trent McKnight talked to me after the camp. Was like, yeah, you being a young guy and all, like, it's great to see this. And then wanted to get me up on campus. And then got me up on campus for the Miami game, which was a great game to go to. It's a great game to go to. Saw that. And then, yeah, ever since I've been in touch with Coach Dre and everything, talking to him about my game. And then Coach McKnight, he also came down to the school to invite me to the game personally. Me, Hudson, and Leo Atard. He invited us to the game. And then, yeah, Coach McKnight again got my number off of Twitter, started texting me, called me. And then Coach Winky came in person, pretty sure this previous week during our weightlifting sessions in the morning. And that's when he pulled the trigger.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna break all that down, but I want to ask you, how cool, how fun was it to see Georgia Tech pull off that major upset against a playoff hopeful team in Miami that was rolling at that point? How fun was that being in that atmosphere, seeing those fans, being in kind of at Georgia Tech?
It was amazing seeing the support that Georgia Tech had. Everybody was excited, especially them rushing the field. Saw that. That was just great. It was great to see all the people that really show up and support the football team. It was just really great energy too. Really great energy.
Got you. Now, obviously, you talked about Coach McKnight, obviously starting it with Coach Dre. Coach McKnight inviting you guys down personally to come to the event. So talk about just your relationship with Coach McKnight, how it's continued to grow over this time frame, and it's how often you guys communicate.
So we were actually on the phone pretty recently, just talking about college football and then the NFL. It's a great relationship that started. It's still kind of new, still trying to get to know each other a little bit, but I'm looking forward to getting to know a lot of coaches. Actually, I'm getting forward to just being able to build that connection. So as soon as we get to campus, potentially on any college, I can hit the ground rolling.
100%. And then obviously, last thing on just the coaching staff, Coach Winky coming in, when he comes and he talks to you, just how exciting of a conversation was that when he finally pulled the trigger, was like, hey, we offering you, we want you to come to our great university and be a part and be a Tech man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, getting an offer in general, it just overwhelms you. You start smiling and everything. It's like, thank you, coach. You're trying to keep your composure a little bit so you don't look all wild in front of the coach. But when he pulled the trigger, I was just ecstatic, man, because it was just a great feeling to have. Also my teammates, I went back to the weight room. They started celebrating with me. It was a really great feeling.
100%. Now, let me ask you this: as far as when it comes to schools and everything, a lot of these relationships for you are new. So, what are some key things you are looking for in your end? Just like, hey, okay, this school is a top end for me, or this school I want to go to. Is it the education? Is it the potential to play early, right? Or is it the potential to develop? What are some key things you're looking for in terms of your recruitment?
So for me, first thing I look at is the education. Is this school going to help me in the long run, even without football? The connection, the alumni foundation that they have, the classes that they have, everything like that. Are they serious about their education? Then I look at development. Can they develop me into a great wide receiver? Can they develop me as a great person also? As a great student so that can help me outside of football? Then I look at the coach's relationship with me. How did the coach feel about me? How do they talk to me? Because a lot of the times you see that people go to these schools that, they had the offer from early, and then apparently they don't get any connection for real because the coach didn't really connect with them, and now they're stuck not playing. If the coach has a great relationship with me, then that's a great sign for me, and that's a great indicator.
Good point. All right. So for you, in terms of kind of how everything looks, we'll talk about your off-season plan here in a second, but in terms of just visits, what's kind of maybe your plan? I know you're probably still working out the details, but what are some schools like, man, excuse me, I definitely want to get out there. I definitely want to visit potentially here in the spring.
Potentially in the spring, I would like to visit Georgia Tech again, Georgia, and I would like to visit Arkansas.
And it would be your first time down there?
It'll be my first time down there in Arkansas, yes, sir.
Okay, got you, man. And then out of any of them, you just, obviously I know you're working down. Do you have a dream school, or just one that stands out the most to you just early on? Obviously, the recruiting still getting started for you, but anything that just stands out right now?
Not right now. I don't really have a dream school. Not right now. Just really trying to stay patient, stay focused, stay humble, just see what God has in store for me.
100%. Now, obviously, off of recruiting now. So what does your training regimen kind of look like currently? What are some things you're going to be working on, the offseason and continue to prove? We talked about the speed. So what's that next step in evolution of your game as you enter into your senior year?
So my senior year, I'm going to the track season right now. If I could give another piece of advice, I feel like all football players need to run track. It teaches you how to run, how to open up your stride, how to hit the ground, your first drive steps. It's just ultimately, it does nothing but help you. It does nothing but help you. So I advise y'all to run track. And so that helps with the speed element. So then that's when I can go in the mornings, lift with the team, get a little lift. After school, I go to this place called Fury Performance. Shout out my trainer, Willie Dorson. He helps me a lot with my agility, my footwork, my strength, my speed, all that. He just helps me all around. So then I'll go to him, get a good lift in, get a little footwork, work offense receiver, and then I also work defense. And that'll pretty much be Monday through Friday. And then Saturday, I'm going to start trying to go to this place called Route King. Try to work with him. And then Sunday, I'm also going to start trying to do 7-on-7.
Got you. All right. So let's break all that down. Obviously, you got a lot going on in the offseason, some really good things going on. So track, I know you said to run track. What events do you run, and what's some times that you kind of want to achieve this year?
So for me, I run the 100s. Sometimes I run the 200. Not really. I don't think I'm going to run it this year a lot. And then I do long jump. And then also I'll run any relay that the coach needs me to run. So for the 100, I'm really trying to get down to a 10-9, just to get in that 10. So the coaches that okay, it's not just a little bit of speed. I'm fast. I'm not quick. I'm fast. Trying to get coaches to see that. And then I want to get, for my long jump, I want to at least get to a 21, 22, just to show that, hey, like I got that ability to go up and get a jump ball too.
Got you. And then speaking of, obviously, you talked about, training and everything. Talk about just Route King. I mean, obviously, he's one of the biggest names here in the state of Georgia. His son, Deuce Alexander, formerly with Wake Forest, just recently transferred. But we know what he produces, at the wide receiver spot, usually for guys he trains and everything like that. So how excited just to work with him in that partnership and continue to just hone in on your craft?
For me, I see what he's doing and I see what he's producing for players, see how he can help them. And I want to be a part of it. I want to see what I can do to take my game to the next level, take that next step. And I feel like that he can really do that because he has the evidence to show, he has the proof. And then I want to hopefully build that relationship so then he has probably some connections. He helps me out in my recruiting process and also in just making me a better receiver.
100%. Now, 7-on-7s, I know you want to make that kind of a part of, your offseason as well. Do you have a team yet? And what do you think are some of maybe the benefits of playing 7-on-7? We know it's not real football, but it's the same thing. Kind of can give you a lot of exposure and get your name more kind of on circuits and things like that. But what are you hoping to most gain maybe from 7-on-7?
So right now I'm trying out for Hustlink, trying to get him with Coach Tony Ballard in that system because I know what they produce and how they put on for the world and they put everybody on the map. Trying to get on that circuit. And then what I feel for 7-on-7 is that when you look at 7-on-7, you really don't think real football. You don't. But for me, I look at it as this is okay. This is the time that I can take whatever I'm doing in training and really try and showcase it against some of the best players on the biggest stage. Because 9 times out of 10, what you use and what you do in training, you won't really need to use in the game because a lot of different coverages that you have. But with 7-on-7, a lot of times it is man-to-man coverage. So that's when you really get to get in your bag and just see what you've been working on. And it's also, I feel like it's just great exposure. I feel like there's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's a good point. Okay. So looking to go up against the best of the best. So let me ask you this, Craig. What drives you? What makes you want to be great? Everybody has their own story, but for you, what drives you? What makes you want to be the greatest player out there?
A lot of things, man. One, I want to make my family proud. I want them to be able to look at me and see not just a good football player, but a good man too. I want them to be proud of me. And then also I want to be able to, I like when people doubt me. I like the haters. I like when people doubt Cambridge. I like when people say that I'm overrated, underrated. I just like to prove people wrong. So and then when I do it myself, or when I do it with the team, you can't take nothing from us because we put in the hard work and it's showing off. That's what really drives me the most.
100%. And then if you had to say a facet of your game you feel like is the most underrated, what would you say?
My route running. I would say that's the most underrated part. Just because a lot of people, they think I'm just a deep ball threat. I'm not. I'm really not.
Talk about that part of your game, actually, because I agree with you. I think that is an underrated part nobody talks about. They talk about the big plays and talk about the deep ball, but the route running part, because like you said, you were breaking it down in your film, things you had to look and think and how you had to kind of piece off routes and do different things. Talk about that facet of your game, the route running, and how you worked so hard on it and how it's starting to pay off.
So what really took my game to the next level was studying the DB, not just studying the whole team, studying the specific DB that's going to be guarding me on my side on each play and seeing their tendencies, seeing how they shoot their hands, when they're going to shoot their hands, how physical they are they off? Are they going to press me the whole game? And I feel like that just helps me run my route a lot different than how people really would run it. So it's not just a regular dig. Sometimes I'm going to spray it outside and then cut back inside, something like that. That I just feel like it helps take my game to a whole nother level.
100%. Obviously, so we talked about everything we want to work on, but what are some goals? I know this is early, but still got to ask, what are some things you've outlined, maybe New Year's resolutions as far as goals you want to achieve in 2025, whether that's yards, receptions, touchdowns? What do you want to achieve this upcoming year?
So one of my biggest goals is for my team. I want to help my team win a state championship. That's my goal for this year, win a state championship. And then after that, I feel like my stats will come with that. And I want to hit at least 15 touchdowns. I want to hit 1,500 yards.
15 touchdowns, 1,500 yards. All right. That's an explosive season, Greg.
It's going to take some work, but I feel like with the help of my team and my coaches, we can do anything.
100%. All right, man. A couple more before I let you go and enjoy your Sunday, man. What are some things you like to do off the field? I know you're still a kid. I know you probably like to play video games, but what are some things you like to do off the field when you're not on the gridiron or training or running track or studying?
Some of my favorite things to do, really, I know a lot of people don't like to hear it, but play video games, man. Yeah, I like to play video games, especially college football. Love to play them. And then sometimes, like, I'll just watch a movie with my family. Sometimes like that. It's just a good thing to stay connected, because I'm always out coming home late for practice, training, whatnot. It's a great way to stay connected. Those are really my two biggest things that I do.
Okay. All right. So you want the sticks, man. What's your favorite all-time team you using, and who you been going up against? You've been whooping on in NCAA.
So usually what I'll do, I'll go like an underdog team, like not really a high overall, like I'll just random pick. I don't really have a certain team that I play. I want a little bit of a challenge. I don't really like to play with the 99 overalls. Anyone can do that. Anybody can play with them. And then I'll just play online, just going against random people in the world.
What's your record?
We're not gonna talk about that. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. It's the works.
That's funny. All right, man. Final one before I let you go, man. Give me a prediction for the national championship. It's a week away. It'll be next Monday, man. But who you got, man? Ohio State or Notre Dame? Who you rolling with?
Man, I love the underdog story from Notre Dame. I love how a lot of people doubted them and they continue to prove people wrong. I also think they're a very smart football team. But I just think Ohio State has just too much to deal with. But if any team's gonna get it done, it would be Notre Dame. But I'm gonna have to go with Ohio State.
Yeah, that's facts. Do you think they can slow down Jeremiah Smith? Obviously, Texas was able to do it, held him to 1 catch for 3 yards. But you think they can slow down that talented receiving core?
See, it's never really impossible to slow down a person because you bracket them, and that's what Texas did with Ohio State. But when they did that, still got Quinshon Judkins, Ibuka, still got Will Howard that can run too. Like, it's just too much to try and take away at one time. It's really a pick your poison.
That's facts. Well, Craig, man, I know you got a Sunday ahead of you, man. I'm gonna let you watch some football, man. I appreciate you coming on, just sharing a little bit about your journey, your story, man. I'm super, happy for you, bro, that just all this stuff is coming now, all these offers, well-deserved, man. You guys have been underrated for a long time, and now you guys starting to finally get some shine, man. So wish you nothing but the best, man. I'm gonna check in with you prior to the season as well, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. There goes Craig Dandridge, man. Appreciate him coming on, man. As you guys know, one of the top guys, man, here in the state of Georgia, man. Pretty soon could even be in the country, man. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. I appreciate him coming on. Tech fans, as I said, I'll get this interview for y'all. And obviously that he wants to get down to campus, man, and values the Yellow Jackets. Arkansas is another school he's very high on as well, man. But I think the offense is going to continue to roll in for him, man. So appreciate him coming on, man. Cambridge going to be another team to watch next year, man. Made a deep run this year to the quarterfinals. They'll be right back there, man. They got an explosive offense, man, and a good defense. So appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'll have the full everything back on Twitter and everything later on today, man. But I'll see y'all soon. Peace.